Welcome back to Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty and the hometown of undefeated two-division world champion Danny Garcia, who faces Samuel Vargas in a 10-round bout coming up. And Keith Thurman joins us, the WBA world welterweight champion. Of course, the big fight, we've talked about it all night, is on the horizon on March 4th. What do you expect from Garcia tonight, and how do you feel about him taking this fight?
You know, they called it a tune-up. He fought earlier this year. He looked good against Guerrero. You know, I expect him to put on a great performance for his own city, you know. He's been champion for a long time. He's been doing a lot of great things in his career. His team, they feel strong. You know, they accepted the fight with me already. So, obviously, man, he has to come out here and make a statement.
And it's great to have you with us tonight, Keith, and you'll be doing some commentary as well. Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Corona, who brings you the best in boxing. Danny Garcia and Samuel Vargas. Garcia getting an important tune-up in his mind. Let's go to ring announcer, Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Liacouras Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Premier Boxing Champions now features the main event, live on Spike, 10 rounds in the welterweight division. The three judges ringside are Dewey La Rosa, John Potteray, and Tom Schreck. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the cream, gray, and the black. His professional record, 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 bout even, 13 wins coming by way of knockouts. Fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, by way of Bogota, Colombia. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Samuel Vargas. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the tiger trunks trimmed with the white. As a professional, he is perfect. 32 bouts, 32 victories, 18 of those coming by way of knockout. Fighting and representing the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He is the welterweight champion, Danny Swift Garcia. And your referee in charge, here to give instructions, Gary Rosato.
Antonio Tarver, what do you think that Garcia is going to try to get out of this fight?
Well, definitely get some rounds in, but he's looking for the photo finish, basically. He won a great performance in front of his hometown, and I'm sure he wants to do better than Errol Spence did when he fought Vargas. That's going to be tough to do, but if anybody can do it, Danny Garcia can.
Jimmy Smith, does he have to be patient, or does he want to end this thing quickly? Where do you draw the line?
I think you draw it somewhere in the middle. I mean, he wants to get rounds. He wanted this fight because he didn't want to stay inactive for a long time, so he wants the rounds, he wants the work, but he has the pressure of, if this goes 6-7 rounds, you start thinking, hey, maybe he's not exactly ready for the big time yet. He has to impress. That's a tough line to walk.
Right hand landed by Garcia.
I mean, Vargas told us in the fighters meeting that he didn't have a whole lot of time for Errol Spence, and then he had to lose 16 pounds, so we don't know, was he just drained that night or out of it? And he had 2 months to prepare for this one, so it could be a different Vargas in there tonight.
Yeah, no excuses.
Keith Thurman, are you doing a little bit of scouting tonight?
A little bit, man. You know, I definitely have one of the best seats in the house. You know, I like how Danny's come out in the first round. He's really relaxed. You know, I think he's highly confident. You know, he knows his skill class. He kind of came out with his hands down early. I don't think that's really typical of him. But, you know, we'll see how he opens up.
And Garcia scoring with the left hand to the body. Right hand and another chunky left to the body. Big right hand by Garcia.
I guess that answers your question, Bruce. If he want to get him out of here early, it looks like he's trying to find that shot.
Keith, you got to stick to your game plan, whatever it is, as a fighter, don't you?
Unless if the opponent does something to make you change it.
If it's working, stay with it.
Overhand right by Garcia.
Looks like he found a bread and butter in this one.
Also, Garcia, not known as a guy who moves a whole lot, doesn't throw a ton of jabs, prefers to walk in and throw power punches. So there's nothing different in this kind of fight than he's used to. This is how he likes to fight.
Yep.
A left hook landed nicely by Garcia.
We talked about the fight he had against Errol Spence. Errol Spence just dominated Samuel Vargas throughout that fight. How much stake do you put when you look at a guy, how he's done in a particular fight? You kind of throw that out the window a little bit, Keith, or do you try to look at his whole career? Because if you're looking at Errol Spence, Samuel Vargas should be easy pickings.
You know, it was taken on short notice. That has a lot to do. You know, I always say that camp is one of the most important things. When you watch a fight, you're really watching the aftermath of training camp. So when the fighter is only getting short notice, you can't really judge them fully. But, you know, some people, they do stay ready. Other people don't. But coming off of a loss, one thing that I take in consideration.
Round 1 in the books. Keith Thurman here with us in the booth. And we'll return to Philly in a moment. Well, Keith Thurman had some fun on Instagram tonight with the Cherry Garcia. Man, that's creative, Keith.
And that's my favorite brand.
Oh, he's getting,
It's
getting hungry next to us.
It's actually one of my favorite flavors, ironically. Oh, man.
All right, that's taking it all in good fun. Round number 2, Danny Garcia, Samuel Vargas.
Back to what I was saying about Vargas earlier. This is a opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, he came off of, he had a loss against Errol Spence, but he's had a few victories since. He might not have fought a named fighter, but if he wants to make a name for himself, it will happen tonight.
No excuses this time. Had a full camp, had everything. Can't do it tonight, he can't do it.
Garcia's got 18 knockouts in his career, his percentage. 56%. Vargas with 13 knockouts. 25-2-1 as a pro. You feel like every punch that Danny throws here could be a knockout, though.
Those 3 wide hooks right there. He was aiming for it.
And Vargas right in front of him. Keith, he's there. He's not backing away.
No, he was juking a little bit. I like that mix-up.
What we haven't seen is that punch that's really gotten Garcia's respect here.
Oh, that was a left hook that landed.
And I don't know if Vargas possessed that type of shot, because if you listen, even when he hit mass, there's nothing on those shots. And when you hear Danny Garcia land shots, you can hear it through the arena tonight. It's a big difference in power here.
Yeah, Vargas is doing a little too much arm punching. But every fighter has their own style.
Crowd starting to get behind Danny Garcia, who hasn't fought in Philly for 6 years. It's his 3rd fight here. Does so much of the community as well. Back to the body.
That's something every fighter understands too. People say, oh, that didn't land clean, that didn't land this. A hard puncher, they hurt your arms, they hurt your gloves, they hurt everything they hit. Even when it's not a clean shot, you can tell when someone's a big puncher when you're in there. It gets you respect.
It definitely does. That's actually one of the first things that I try to do is get respect right away.
Yeah.
You get respect, you know, you can get your fighter on the back foot. You can get them to not fight their fight. Vargas is on his back foot a little bit right now on this one. Danny's walking him down.
What Vargas hasn't been able to do is control the range. I mean, Garcia's been in hooking range the entire time, in range to throw power punches. Vargas hasn't been able to keep him off with the straight punches, keep him off with the jab. It's been Garcia dictating the range. You don't want to see that. Not if
Vargas
you're
hitting and then eats a right hand. A huge right from Garcia. A one-punch counter. Vargas says he's okay. Second time he's been down in his career. And that ends the round. Wow.
Back up, back up there. Back up there. Back up.
Here's one more look at the knockdown that ended round 2. Keith Thurman, what'd you think?
You know, that's exactly what Danny wanted to do, you know, especially for his fans here in Philly. I saw him get up off of his stool early this round. I think he's ready. You know, he might try to finish it. He might take his time.
Samuel Vargas took a big risk here. He was nodding like he was okay, but he counted 9 before he got up. So he took his time getting up. He was really hurt.
Another right hand by Garcia. Short left uppercut.
Vargas is going to want to keep that left hand up if that right hand keeps coming through.
Oh, an overhand right this time by Garcia.
What do great fighters do? They make adjustments. No adjustments so far from Vargas. That right hand's landing every time.
I mean, it's a different class of fighters, and we knew that coming in, but we just wanted to see how Dane was going to react. And I think he's doing what he wanted to do. I mean, you can't compare to one time Keith Thurman being in front of him right now. It's just different things coming at you, different level of fighters. So we can only judge by what we have in front of us right now. And Vargas is really not giving much.
And that left eye's in some trouble now. As far as Vargas is concerned, let's see if Garcia tries to finish it.
I think
right hand.
I think he can finish it when he really sets his mind to getting him out of there.
And the question here was, would Garcia fight down to the level of his opposition, which he has done in previous fights? He looked sharp tonight.
You know, Garcia is really just above this guy. You know, he's just really another caliber. The whole fight, he's been relaxed. He's been doing what he wanted to do. You know, if anything, you know, because he is the better fighter, I like to see more jabs to set up these power punches. You know, but at the end of the day, he's landed that big right hand right there. He's landed it several times. It was the punch that created the knockdown, and obviously he's looking to repeat that.
March 4th, 2017, Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman.
Yeah, and he got away from the jab the last round. I mean, you got a champion, another champion, you're unifying top. You're going to have to use every tool that you have, and that jab is the most important tool.
Garcia loaded up on the right hand and missed that time.
Still in lead rights now.
That's a good short left. Crisp uppercut. Keith, it's like a combination uppercut hook. That's what he's throwing.
And it looks like their head came really close together. This is why there's never a real tune-up fight, because anything can happen in a boxing match. An elbow, an accidental headbutt, then you got to get stitches, and you're out for a while.
10, this for the bell.
Final seconds of the third round. Don't blink, though.
5, this for the bell. 5.
And as we go to break, we look at that right hand of Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman, you enjoying this experience?
It's great, man. I love being out here. I love being on the mic. I love having this seat. And, you know, I'm watching my future opposition. So my eyes are definitely wide open tonight.
Just so you know, when Antonio gets excited, he will flail around. You gotta keep your hands up, keep your head. Your defense, you keep sharp when you're next to Antonio.
You never know what's gonna happen over here. It's dangerous.
I've had to literally grapple him on air. It's crazy, man. Go to my other skills, dude. Not boxing with this dude.
So Keith said he wanted to see a little more jabs, but I have a feeling that Garcia's just loading up on that right hand.
Little jab to the body there before he popped up with the left hook. You know, right now, boom, see? Jab before the right hand. Right there was a lead right hand, you know, so the punch is going to be there. He just needs to set it up.
Danny Garcia trying to finish off Samuel Vargas. This is round 4 of this 10-round bout. Keith Thurman has joined us ringside. I'm Bruce Beck with Antonio Tarver and Jimmy Smith.
Necessity is the mother of invention. It's the mother of technique, too. He hasn't needed his jab, so he hasn't used his jab. He's in there with a guy I'm throwing power punches, and they're landing just like that. I don't want to go to my next level of techniques.
You know, but this is a tune-up fight. This is the time to try something new, to do something different, because you're not in the same, you're not in the danger zone of fighting a top 10 opponent right now. You know?
It's a less pressurized situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's at home, wants a big, so the pressure's coming from a different angle. He could be feeling that. Could be wanting that big knockout.
You are right. You are right about that.
But he's winging shots. We can see that. You almost threw a right hand from here, like you would throw if that punch missed you, champ.
Garcia doubles up in the left. Vargas sneaks in a right hand.
Watch that elbow.
Vargas is here, though. He's not backing down.
Now Garcia counters with that right hand.
He's swelling up bad right now, getting lumped up, but he's still in the fight.
I still like to see him bring that left hand up. But this round is a decent round for Vargas. Whether he's winning or not, this is a nice active round for him.
And he has scored to the body. Again, to the body.
Punch to the back of the head.
You know, Allen Iverson, of course, ringside. One of the key things in any sport is what? Defensive adjustments. How do you change your style when things aren't working, when you're getting hit? We haven't seen a lot of defensive adjustments from Vargas. I mean, he's straying in the fight, trying to throw punches, but like you pointed out, Champ, that left hand not up. He's not adjusting to those right hand leads.
The one adjustment he's doing is he's actually bringing his head down very low. You know, it is making him subjectable to possibly getting punched a little bit behind the back of the head, you know. But see, a lot of head movement. He's still getting caught. You know, the one way to not get caught is to just bring those hands up.
He scored nicely with that left hook with about 10 seconds to go in the round. Danny Garcia just getting tuned up. A Philadelphia legend, Allen Iverson, 14 years in the NBA Hall of Famer, 11-time All-Star. He visited with Danny Garcia before the fight. I think he put those belts around and he felt good wearing it.
Y'all ain't see Mick Mill over there?
This is round 5. A lot of people didn't think it would go this far.
Punch the back of the head.
No, I think Danny has, you know, just fought nice and calm. You know, he knows the big shots are coming through. He knows he's winning this fight. You know, he hasn't really shown that eagerness to create the knockout. I think he's just trying to let it come.
And it's been the left hook in the last couple rounds that's been the most effective punch he's thrown, not the right hand. But you know that right hand's got lots of thunder in it.
See that bobbing and weaving, the ducking of the head? It's a little awkward. To me, that's that little defensive adjustment he started to make after taking those right hands.
Vargas goes to the body.
Vargas need to make some offense adjustments and land some punches.
Just not getting knocked out isn't good enough for him tonight.
He snuck a good right hand to the body. I don't know if it was effective or not, but it landed again.
And we haven't seen Garcia in danger once in this fight.
He's got him backing up, though.
And give Vargas some credit here. At least he's pressing him, forcing it.
He did not just come to get a paycheck, that's for sure.
No, he came to fight.
Garcia playing it a little bit coy here.
Wait, whoa.
Is he waiting to load up, or is he taking a little breather? Vargas, combination to the midsection. Garcia chops to the body with a right hand. And you can hear the difference in the power of the two guys. You can just hear it. Garcia lands to the body again.
Nice left hook.
Big right hand by Garcia.
And Vargas took that one.
And he shook his head and said, nah, didn't bother me.
No punch, I got you. Step back.
Garcia does have left knockouts going into the later rounds.
Final seconds of round 5, so midway through the fight. And Vargas is still there.
Look at it, we talked about some of the adjustments made, but one of the adjustments hasn't been the left hand coming up for Vargas, even though that right hand has been hitting him all night long.
It's so fundamental, you know, hands up, protect yourself at all times.
Keith Thurman with us as we watch Danny Garcia and Samuel Vargas move into the 6th round of the scheduled 10-round bout at the Liacouras Center in Philadelphia, Danny's hometown.
Strong job, I think.
And the crowd oohs and ahs with every big punch coming from Garcia. Garcia had him backed up there, didn't really fire a big right.
His activity level has gone down a lot in the last couple rounds.
There's
Still throwing
a
big
two-punch
punches, but not as often.
Some slippery movement there by Garcia.
What do you attribute that to, Keith? Last couple rounds, he's kind of slowed down a little bit. We haven't seen the aggression we saw earlier in the fight. Have you taken a recharge these last couple rounds?
You know, it's actually very typical for fighters to slowly, you know, the gas in the tank can't stay on full forever. You know, he was throwing some big shots. You know, he might be waiting a little bit to get that second win. But, you know, he's still just sitting there, loading up, left hook, right hook, you know, straight right hand.
Right hand there by Garcia.
Right after I say left hook, right hook, huh?
You called it combination.
Called it.
You know, so he's still active, man. You know, sometimes you just want to slow the pace because you just get ahead of yourself, you know? He knows he's winning the fight, you know. He might be just trying to break him down. We'll see how he reacts in a few more rounds. Less than a minute to go here.
You see Danny Garcia in a very good comfort zone. I mean, he's not having to be forced to do anything unnecessarily.
No.
So he's comfortable. And this is the type of fight, you know, like I said, get the ring rust off and prepare yourself mentally and physically for a guy like Keith Thurman. So this is something that he needed to do for himself rather than taking such a dangerous opponent like one time going into coming off a 14-month layoff.
Yeah, that would have been tough.
This is very necessary.
You feel Garcia coming here right now. You just can sense it. Had him up against the ropes a second ago. Landed a right hand. Final seconds of round 6.
Hey, 10, don't push the tank down. 10 seconds, slip out.
Right hand landed by Garcia as the round comes to a close. Vargas moved Keith from one end of the ring to the other, and he ended up eating leather in both places, but at least he's trying to get out of trouble whenever he can.
Yeah, watching that replay there, you know, there were some nice punches, but they really didn't land the way Garcia really would want them to land. That right hand clipped his chin, but it didn't solidly connect. I think it would have done more damage if so.
Champ, you see those punches coming here. I would think you'll see them coming in the ring too, huh?
I see a lot, my man. I sure do.
Right hand landed by Garcia. And Vargas continues to show its tough chin and a lot of metal. He's got some Philadelphia in him somewhere.
Break! I got you. I got you. Step back.
Sounds like Danny's sitting down on this round.
A right hand counter by Garcia. Antonio, you get the feeling that if he wanted to put together a 30-second barrage, he could just take him out?
Sure, yeah. I mean, he hasn't decided to do that yet. He's still trying to wait for that shot to get him hurt and then get him out of there. I mean, I like that's unnecessary, though.
Time taken by the referee, Gary Rosado, and that toss to the canvas.
Adds a little insult to injury there, just flinging him to the ground.
And then he reprimands Garcia.
You already beating the crap out the guy. Give him a break already. You know what I mean? Danny headhunting a little bit right now. Haven't seen him really dig anything downstairs.
Yeah, he's been standing pretty straight up, really tall. A little bit of movement right there, but for the most part, he's been coming forward just like this right now. You know, standing really tall, not bending his knees, not going to the body, headhunting like you just said, Tyler.
And if he can't get the knockout, then what? I mean, what do we say then? So, you know,
my name's one time for a reason, man, but it just doesn't happen all the time, you know.
Right,
So
right.
you don't get what you want. You learn from it, and and you keep it moving. You know, he's still putting on a dominating performance tonight. Like you said, getting rid of the ring rust. But, you know, definitely
That left hook hurt.
Keith Thurman is not in that ring tonight.
Now a right hand. This might be it right here. Referee's going to stop it, and he does.
Corner was hopping up at the same time. I think the referee just beat the corner. This fight was over anyway.
Vargas wanted to continue, but the timing was right there. And a good stoppage by Garcia.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Gary Rosato, brings an end to the contest. 2 minutes, 17 seconds of the 7th round for your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated from right here in Philadelphia, Danny Swift Garcia.